Willkommen, this is Julia.
And this is Shane. And this is Think Plant-Based. Think Plant-Based. Make sure to check out recipes, health tips, travel tips at www.thinkplantbased.com.
And we're officially on iTunes, so please rate and write us a review on iTunes.
Write us a review. Give us 2 stars, 3 stars, maybe 5 stars. Let us know.
For sure, 5.
Yeah, I mean, who would give us 2 stars anyways,
yeah.
Right? But yeah, make sure to do that because that's how we get found.
Remember Austin, Texas?
I love that place.
Yeah, right? We had so much fun. Oh man, like the weather and the food we had.
So good.
So good.
I want to go back.
Me too.
Yeah, but luckily we have someone from Austin, Texas to tell us all the wonderful things about it.
Right.
And his plant-based journey.
Hi, Matthew Prescott.
Prescott, how's it going?
Good. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you for, we know your schedule's busy and you got to catch a flight here soon, so we're glad you could squeeze us in a little bit of time that you can talk to us.
Yeah, I'm glad to be on.
Great. Please tell the listeners more about yourself.
Yeah, so I am a longtime food activist. I've been adopted a plant-based diet about 20 years ago, or even more than 20 years ago now, after learning about all the animal cruelty problems and environmental problems and all the other issues that go into producing animal protein. And most recently, I published a book last year called Food is the Solution, What to Eat to Save the World. That is, I kind of refer to it as like part manifesto, part cookbook, all about how eating more plant-based food can help save the planet.
Right. Cool.
That's great.
That's awesome. What's your favorite part of the book, if you're able to let people know?
Yeah.
That's like asking a parent which is their favorite child.
Yeah, I'm sure when you were writing it, you're like, "Okay, this is the book part." No.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a sucker for food, so the book portion of it is probably my favorite.
Nice.
It's 80 recipes, all plant based, and I loved developing them, and I love eating them even more. And before the recipes, there's all kinds of content in the book, like infographics and environmental photography and narrative essays that help readers kind of understand their reasons for enjoying more plant-based food, so that when they get to the recipes, they know why they're doing it.
Right. Are they easy to make for people that don't even like cooking?
Yeah, there are all different levels of recipes in there. There are kind of more advanced recipes, like a recipe for rice paper bacon.
Ooh,
nice.
Wow.
We've made some of that.
Yeah, it's great.
Except they caught on fire almost. So you got to be careful with that.
Yeah, it takes a little while to make, but then there are a lot of really simple recipes in there too. There's a recipe for mac and cheese made out of cashew cream that's super easy to make. It has just a few ingredients, really quick, really easy. So kind of all different levels.
Right. Oh, that's great. And most of the world population eats meat, right? And people like to belong to a tribe. We know that. But like, how does each one of us, in your opinion, stays motivated to go plant-based without like FOMO, like fear of missing out?
Yeah. So, one of the things that I love about eating a plant-based diet is that it actually has helped me kind of branch out and find new foods that I might not have otherwise tried. Like, when we talk about fear of missing out, had I not adopted a plant-based diet, I would have missed out on, all the great ways to prepare products like tofu and tempeh. I probably never would have even heard of nutritional yeast.
Right.
And right.
Yeah, me too.
I love it. I crave them, every day. I made mac and cheese with nutritional yeast last night, and it just is like such a comfort food to me now. And so I think, a really great thing for people who are just kind of like stuck in the rut of meat and potatoes every day is like incorporating more plant-based foods. You'll find foods that you didn't even know exist that you might love.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So true.
Oh, yeah. My love for tofu now is bigger than it ever has been.
Yeah. Right?
When you learn how to prepare it right, you're like, wow, this is so flavorful. And like, you put the Tex mix on there, and it's just like a whole game changer for me.
Oh yeah, it's amazing. You can find it, pretty much anywhere. If you go to a Thai restaurant or a Vietnamese restaurant, Chinese restaurant, really any kind of Asian restaurant is going to have tofu, and they've been using it for thousands of years, so they know exactly how to prepare it to make it really, really great.
Exactly.
But like I don't think I'd ever eaten Thai food before I became vegan and switched to a plant-based diet. And it's now like my number one favorite type of food. I could eat it every day.
Oh yeah, I bet. So living in Austin, you have a lot of amazing restaurants down there. What's your favorite plant-based eating restaurant that your go-to?
Oh my gosh, there's so many.
I know, right?
So many.
It's hard to say, but I'll tell you ones that I've been to recently.
Okay.
There's a really great taco truck called the Vegan Nam.
Ooh.
That is a lot of restaurants in Austin for people who've never been here are actually food trucks or outside.
Right.
And so there's a restaurant called the Vegan Nam that's all vegan tacos, and I think they're the best tacos in Austin. There's a really great place called the Beer Plant that's a vegan brew pub.
That's
and
cool. Yeah.
They do chicken and waffles and biscuits and gravy and fish and chips and all kinds of really amazing options. And then there are the ice cream parlors. We've got multiple vegan, all 100% vegan ice cream shops in Austin, like Nadamu and Sweet Ritual. And I go there more than I should, but I really love them.
Yeah,
you got to treat yourself. Why do you think like Austin is such a mecca for vegan food? Why are these hotspots that say Berlin, right? And then we have Vancouver, BC, like why do you think it's so concentrated there why is it booming there, the plant-based foods?
Yeah,
what do you think?
I would say Austin's got two things going for it in terms of being a hub for vegan food. One is it's a huge university town. The University of Texas is here. There's like 50,000 students, and which is a lot of young people. Mm-hmm. And so I think there's a lot of interest from that demographic. And then also Austin is a really, it's like a tech hub. It's in the U.S., Silicon Valley in the Bay Area, and then Austin are the two big tech cities. And so we have a lot of like young kind of, modern type people living and working here. And that tends to be another demographic of people that like vegan food. But nowadays, you can find plant-based food pretty much anywhere. I was on a trip last week out to West Texas. I went out to the desert to go camping for a few days.
Cool.
Yeah, cool.
I was driving back through this town called Fort Stockton, which is in the middle of nowhere in Texas. Nothing for hundreds of miles except cattle ranches. And I was able to go to a Carl's Jr. in a gas station and get a Beyond Burger, a vegan Beyond Burger.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a big change down in the States, eh?
That's it, yeah.
Yeah, and so it's like you can really go anywhere nowadays, whether you're in the middle of cattle country in West Texas or you're in New York City, and you can find really great plant-based food.
That's amazing. Yeah, I know they can't make the joke anymore. What do you do when you're in the desert and there's nothing else but this Carl's Jr.? What would you do?
You go to Carl's Jr.
Yeah, when you're in the desert, you go to Carl's Jr.
Totally.
Yeah. Up in Canada, we had A&W take the Beyond Burger on, I think even before Carl's Jr. did, and they couldn't even keep up with demand. It was crazy.
Right,
yeah.
sold out.
Yeah, everywhere was sold out. I was like, I don't even get to try.
There's a burger chain in California called Umami Burger that's like a really popular burger chain now, and they have the Impossible Burger, and I read somewhere recently that it's now their number one selling burger at the entire chain. And they have, it's a meat everything chain. They have every kind of meat you can imagine, but the Impossible Burger is their number one product.
Yeah, wow. They just recently changed their formula, I heard. They took away the gluten.
Yeah, 2.0, I think, burger as well.
Yeah, have you tried it yet?
I don't think I've tried version 2.0 yet, but okay. I did recently try version 2.0 of this product called Just Egg from a company called Just. It used to be called Hampton Creek. And they make this liquid egg now that you just pour into a pan and it scrambles like eggs. And I think it's fantastic. And I just tried their version 2.0 and it was even better.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Do they start adding black salt to it for that eggy kind of taste yet?
I'm not sure if that's in version 2.0.
Okay.
I was just curious.
That's what we like
because
to
we
use.
tried it and we're like, I need some black salt on it.
Yeah.
We put some black salt, and then it tasted pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, black salt's amazing. It gives it like that little sulfury, eggy taste.
Yeah, that's just all it needs. You put that on anything, it tastes like eggs.
So good. Yeah, we make like eggs. A chickpea omelette in the morning usually, or for brunch, and we put that on in. It's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a recipe in my book for breakfast sandwiches that uses chickpea flour, for the egg patty, and it's got black salt in it.
Oh,
yeah. Oh,
perfect.
yeah. Very good.
Sounds delicious.
That's the secret to making really good breakfast stuff is the
Yeah.
black salt.
Well,
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Well, we're talking a lot about trying, right? So I think people should just try more plant-based foods, right? Because sometimes they think, or I maybe thought of it too before I wasn't vegan, but I've been vegan now too, like for over 20 years. I don't even know. I
Over
can't
20
count
years
anymore.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, well, I started to be vegan with my family back in Germany. But the thing is, like, if we don't try, right, we don't really know how hard things are in general, right? But that's also with like eating more plant-based. If we can think a lot, how complicated things are, but once we actually try and we feel actually how good we feel with eating more plant-based, right? We stick more to it, hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Like when you've been vegan about as long as I have, it sounds like a little over 20 years. And, I remember back then vegan cheese wasn't really prevalent anywhere. And what was available wasn't very good. And so I started eating pizza without cheese on it. And I remember thinking like, oh, pizza without cheese, what's the point even? But
Yeah, right.
sometimes when I have the option for vegan cheese, I just get it without the cheese because I like it. I feel better after I eat it. I like the taste of it. You can taste the sauce and the vegetables more. But I never would have known that had I not, tried it in the first place.
Yeah, totally,
Yeah.
right? I mean, for me, we were blessed, like we always cooked a lot at home and we invented like vegan cheeses when it wasn't really that popular yet in Berlin, I guess, because we're really like big into cooking and finding alternatives. Actually, we even looked up like meat dairy recipes and thought like, oh, we're just going to substitute it into something dairy free. We had that already in our mind and we were kind of like chemists, working on recipes. And
That's great.
But now we have all these companies that help us. So you don't even have to cook really, to be plant-based nowadays, right? Sometimes people get too caught up with that too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the food industry has really come a long way. Like, I feel like everything, 10 or definitely 20 years ago used to just be like kind of formulaic. It was like soy, a lot of soy, everything, soy burger, soy cheese. It tasted good. I liked it, but it just wasn't that interesting. There wasn't a lot of variety. And then I feel like at one point, the whole food industry was like, oh my God, we can make burgers out of pea protein. We can make cheese out of cashews and, cheese out of coconut and butter out of coconut and all these crazy things that are made from products just that inherently taste good. And so, it just gives like such a wide variety now. I'm drinking coffee right now as we're talking, and it's got oat milk in it, which...
Yeah, we did too this morning.
That is like so popular, especially in Berlin. Like, like last year I saw like a train, like a station full of commercials of Oatly. Like that's the only commercial they had on that stop. Like
Remember that was what it said though?
Oh, they had like lots of slogans.
It was like milk, but made for humans.
Right. Oh, yeah, that one, exactly. You even remember,
I remember it because it was such a good ad because it made perfect sense to me. Yeah.
Yeah, that's hilarious. But, people who, are eating plant-based in the U.S. should be really worried right now about some efforts that are going on at the state level here in the U.S., legislators with an interest in like factory farming, lobbyists are trying to pass legislation to make it illegal to use phrases like milk when you're talking about oat milk, or to call a veggie burger because burger they say implies meat.
Right.
And they're actually trying to criminalize terms like veggie burger and oat milk and beyond meat because it has the word meat in it. And so there's a big pushback from activists here in the U.S. to lobby their legislators and get them to try to kill these really terrible bills.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous.
That's crazy. Yeah, they were doing that in like other parts of the world too. They're going to have a fight. I mean, when there's money involved, right? They're not going to go down without a fight. I mean, look at the tobacco industry. They're still alive, even though everyone's, pretty much against them.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's ridiculous.
And the good news about it is that it means there's so much interest in plant-based that they're really worried. There's an old saying that goes like, first they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they fight you, then you win.
Right?
They definitely ignored the plant-based push for many decades, then they laughed at it. a lot of jokes about vegans at our expense. And now they're fighting us like in really serious ways. And so hopefully the next stage is that we win.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we get the attention, right? The publicity, even if it's something that we don't really like to be in the media. But it helps us to get out there, that people think, what? Yeah, I like these veggie burgers, or I like these plant-based milks.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. More and more people are buying that stuff now. It's just, you can't walk into probably any coffee shop in the U.S. without there being at least some type of non-dairy milk available.
Yeah. Even here in Vancouver, like almost every month, there's a new plant-based cafe or restaurant opening up.
Yeah, we just had like a full-on cafe, like plant-based cafe open up downtown Vancouver.
Business district.
Yeah, business district, and people are going in there not even knowing it's plant-based, and they're like, oh, this is great, love this coffee stuff. And
that's great. I remember 2 years ago I was in Russia, and I pulled up the Happy Cow app on my phone, which for anybody who doesn't know, Happy Cow is an app that you can use when you travel, and you open it up and it just shows you every vegetarian, vegan, and veg-friendly restaurant around you on a map, no matter where you are. And I remember thinking like, oh, I'm not going to be able to find any food to eat here in Moscow. And I pulled up the Happy Cow app on my phone, and there were like 4 vegan restaurants right within walking distance from where I was standing.
Wow. Yeah, that's
pretty
awesome.
Good.
That app is amazing when you travel.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we had Ken Spector on our podcast, and he's one of the co-founders of Happy Cow, and he's always using it himself, even when he travels around.
Yeah, great resource.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so good.
Where can the listeners find you?
Yeah, so people who are interested in my book or just want to learn a little bit more about what I'm up to, can go to my website. It's just my name, MatthewPrescott.com. And I've got all kinds of videos up there and links to Amazon and independent booksellers where you can buy the book if you're interested in that. And thanks for having me on. I really enjoyed it.
Oh, it's our pleasure.
Too. Yeah,
thanks
amazing.
for taking your time to be on our podcast.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Have a great day.
Oh,
thank you, too. Enjoy your trip wherever you're going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll talk to you later.
Alrighty.
Yeah, talk to
Bye-bye.
you soon.
Take
Bye.
care, Matthew.